morning. So today is shoulder day, and I'm gonna get an awesome pump because I had some decent amount of carbs last night. Now, not overdoing it, obviously, still working on the cut, but still got to get some carbs in, a lot of protein in, obviously, because I'm not going for absolute shred yet, but we're still not going for complete bulk right now, if you catch my drift. But let's take a sip of some coffee. So with delts today, abs yesterday, and chest tomorrow, I got a rhythm going here. I think I have a little bit more leg development to do, not just when it comes to strength, but overall aesthetics. Now, I know it's men's physique, so we wear the board shorts, but I was listening to Greg Doucette and even some things that Arnold said during the Arnold Classic, in that they were conversing about how a lot of men's physique competitors don't really have aesthetically pleasing legs. Some of them have chicken legs of sorts. Now, I don't have chicken legs, but I want my legs to look overall pleasing, where they still have the definition, the size, almost like a classic physique type of leg, but still having the mobility that I want to go for, with splits, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, all that. So I'm going to find the balance of having aesthetically pleasing legs that are also very mobile, but not also too big or too small. You want to get that, trying to find that nice little spot there, if you know what I mean. It's going to be a doozy, but it's going to have some fun. But outside of that, though, these midnight shifts are really, like I said, a doozy. Obviously, I'm working through them. Some days are a little bit grumpier than others. Other days are absolutely fine. But getting that nice sweet spot of being able to come home, watch something short, sweet and to the point, and then, or maybe even playing a level in a video game, and then going to bed and waking up at a reasonable hour. Not something I'm completely used to yet. I'm not used to working this late. Normally, at most, I'm in bed by, like I said before, 10:30, 11, sometimes midnight itself. But, like I said, it's not that bad, and the work isn't all that hard. It's tedious more often than not. But, like I said, it's a bit of a doozy. But we're not here to complain. We're here to have some fun. So, I'm going to finish this coffee, going to start off my day, and we're going to get to the gym and work some delts. I'll catch you guys in a minute. I'm also eating an apple. So there is one downside to this beautiful day, in that I ran out of pre-workout. So I'm using canned stuff, which not a big deal. These are cheap and they do work well, but I'm not here to complain. I'm here to train. So let's get to the gym. So I started out with a little bit of cardio, nothing too crazy today. All I did was 16 minutes actually. Burned some calories, but tomorrow's going to be much harder cardio for chest. And then for warm-up, after I did my mobility drills, I did some face pulls. As you know, I love doing these to start the workout, as I just think they're a lot of fun, getting a nice squeeze on the rear delts and also some trap action too. And you can see it on my face. I'm really focused in the zone. You don't want to get in my way when I'm in the zone, am I right? It's a lot of fun, and yeah, I'm probably going to start doing these at the end too, but for now, I love them as a warm-up. After which was followed by some cable rows, which I've started doing much more and more, and I am seeing the awesome results. My delts are definitely getting much bigger after I started incorporating these more often. And I don't know why I wasn't doing them. I think when I first started working out, I heard someone say that it's an easy way to damage your shoulders, and so I kind of ignored them. But then I learned how to do them very properly, very stoically. So I'm not too concerned about injuries anymore, so these are definitely a great addition to my shoulder work. Once I was finished with that, I went on to some front delt raises. Now,
I know I was reading the Encyclopedia of Modern Bodybuilding, and they have their own very specific way of doing it, which is you have the hand positioned in a different way where it's more flat and not vertical as I have them. And they go all the way above their head. But when I did those, I felt like I was doing more jerk motions and less actual control, like you're seeing here. And this was the only superset I did today, which was the front delt raise supersetted with the reverse grip lateral raise. I think that's what it's called. And then this pseudo fly thing. This was the pseudo fly part, at least, was just kind of added in for fun. I don't know if it was actually doing anything additional, but I enjoyed it. And what is a shoulder workout without some side delt raises? Now, as you can see, this is a little jerkier than I would normally do, given that this was the last set and I was feeling pretty burned out and I really just wanted to get it done. I probably should have done a lighter weight, but the pump was still there and I had fun doing it. Then lastly, I ended with some strength work in the overhead press with dumbbells. They have a overhead press machine here, but for presses and things like that, I really don't like machine work. Sometimes I do for chest, but not shoulders. I'd rather develop this muscle naturally or more so with actual free weight than I would a machine because I get better results. Nice set down. And that was the workout. Now, obviously, didn't go to my traditional gym, just the fitness center again. But like I said, I like working with minimal equipment to become a little bit more creative, even though most of these workouts were just the standard stuff. And also, like I said, or not said yet, but as you can see, gorgeous day. So if I can do a little bit of walking around as opposed to driving around before I go to work, I'm gonna have the fun. And now that the workout's wrapped up, I gotta get to work. So I'll catch you guys at the end of it. Peace.
You want to sure you can?
I'm home.
And today was a bit more of a doozy than most days. Now, it wasn't a bad day, but it just was very busy. Not just that, it's been very cold again. I don't know why. Like, we had great weather last week, and then all of a sudden it's like, huzzah, cold. Our heater's going off like it's no one's business. I tell you what. At least the tea is hot. Kind of meal. Sleepiest tea of them all, because I want to just go right to bed after recording this. I might watch something or play a little bit of a game, but I just want to be done with today. It wasn't a bad day, it just felt like it wasn't going to stop. And that kind of happens every now and again, right? But I will say this, and this is something that I was thinking about while I was working. One thing I do appreciate about my job is that when I'm done for the day, it doesn't come home with me. I'm officially done with work as soon as I press that clock out button, and that is pretty nice. Not everyone can have that. I think that might be one thing a lot of people take for granted, is that with a lot of jobs, you can't just not bring him home. My dad was a salesman, so whenever he would be finished with work, as in he would come home for the night, he wasn't done work. He had to still work while he was at home. And especially with teachers, you know, their class might be over, but then they have to think of the lesson for the next day and the day after that and the day after that. And so for a job like me to, while yeah, it's busy and I do have a lot of responsibility while I'm there, at least I know that as long as I get everything done for the day, as soon as I press that clock out button, that's it, that's done. And that's a blessing if you ask me, because not every job is like that.
But today still was a drain. That much is fact. Not too harsh, but just a lot of stuff to do in a short period of time. And when you have a lot of stuff to take care of, 8 hours really isn't that long. Now, we still have until next week to get what we're trying to do finished, and we're getting it done at a reasonable time, but we still can't be goofing around. We have to make sure that all this stuff is on point. And that's very similar to how I am viewing this bodybuilding competition. I might be 19 weeks out, but time cannot be wasted. I have a goal and I have to achieve that goal, come what may. And anytime I feel like I'm slacking, or anytime I feel like I'm not pushing myself to the absolute limit, I have to remind myself, similar to this job, we have plenty of time to get everything done, and we are going at a good pace and we're ahead of schedule. But at no point can we use that as a form of comfort, because as soon as that happens, boom, you get lazy, and then everything seems for naught. So, similar to this and similar to acting, similar to modeling, time isn't unlimited, and while we feel like there is a lot of time, goals, achievements, what have you, as soon as you get comfortable and start slacking, they'll just go away, because you let it happen. You let yourself become a fool. You get into that comfort zone and you just feel like, oh well, and do we really want that? I don't think so. But that's why I use that as motivation. I don't want to get comfortable. I want to get consistent, and I want to push harder and harder and harder and keep going, because everything in life is a competition. There's always someone trying to get to where you are, if not better. And to make sure to never, even if you reach the top, there's going to be someone more hungry than you to get to where you are. So you have to be willing to fight to keep your position. So even if you're achieving your goal, you can't be lazy. Similar to Timothy Chalamet's acceptance speech. If you want to be one of the greats, you have to put in that work. And even when he accepted his reward, he saw that as a stepping stone. He didn't see that as him becoming truly one of the greats, even though he is a great actor. He still has a long way to go. And if I want to be one of the greats in men's physique, in acting, modeling, or anything, because I have a Best Acting Award, but that's not enough for me. I will be remembered by people who know me as one of the best actors that they've ever seen. Even if I'm only stuck doing low budget independent fare, I will still be known as one of the best of them. Come what may, that's how I'll be remembered.